All right, ladies and gentlemen. Cricket for Americans. Nick here.
Notice how when he takes the loss, all the energies are gone out of the room. How you guys doing today? CFA Nation in the house. Gabe, the Night Watchman, / Eddie Mush. Still haven't lost that title. But we're here today to bring you another installment of R3 Wickets. Like, he even does it angry. I was going to let you get your piece. He even does it angry. He even does it angry. Oh, man.
I'm not depressed. I'm very disappointed. Okay. This is what it must feel like to be the fan of any other team that's not Mumbai. All right.
Right.
When I go to bed tonight, I'm just going to be like going to bed like this, like hugging myself with my thigh. Like,
in your sleep.
Mumbai has been so good in my short time watching IPL that I get stressed and frustrated with RCB, but I've had no room to get stressed and frustrated. This match was ugly, in my opinion. Nobody wanted this match. No, do you want some? Do you want? No, I'm full. No one wanted this match, and maybe it's because the pitch was turning like there was nobody's business in Chennai. It was probably, in my opinion, probably turning the most I've seen so far in the IPL. Right? You had two behemoths of a team, two behemoths battling out, and so maybe they're just evenly matched. But it seemed to me nobody wanted this match except for a few players. Dewan, right? There's a few guys that definitely won this match. I almost didn't want to do R3 Wickets, not because I'm being a baby and Mumbai won, because I didn't get a lot out of this match, to tell you the truth. If Mumbai would have won, I still would have said the same thing, like they got lucky once again. DC, hats off. I'll always be the bigger man and say you guys got a big win. Haven't been able to get Mumbai in over a year, so that was awesome. But this was an ugly match. And Gabe, I'll give you opening thoughts, but I just want to start off with what I disliked. I'm going to go with the anger right away. So why don't you get any opening thoughts you have, because I don't want to cut you off.
You know what? I love this. I love this version of cricket. I absolutely do. You got to understand, the UAE was a nightmare, okay? It was a house of horrors. Even the low-scoring pitches were still 170, 180, cousin. You know what I'm saying? I love Chennai. Oh, gosh, do I love Chennai. And it makes the game even. It really does. It really does. And we've seen some great, honestly, we've seen some great performances on this pitch, but not by the batsmen, but by the bowlers. And to Nick's point, to his credit, it's not necessarily that neither team wanted it. It's just that this pitch is that much of an animal, and you've got to have skill. You've got to have skill in order to play spin. It was a close matchup. I'd be lying if I wasn't here sitting here, if I wasn't stressed out on my break watching this, like, oh my gosh. I even text Nick. That's it. DC's gonna give it up. DC's gonna give it up.
Because you're so used to it.
Like 3 times. How many times I text you? DC's giving it up already, bro. Okay, so I was not confident at all. Even up until the 18th over, I don't think I was confident. And then my boy Hitmeyer came in, which I'll talk about what I did like, and really solidified the game there. But since you already got that vitriol and that anger in you, I just want to give you the floor. Oh my gosh, I haven't started off with a Nick. What did I dislike in a while? Popcorn. Go ahead.
What did I dislike? Beside the fact that DeCock has no idea what he's doing right now. He is such a detriment to the squad right now. He is not helping, in my opinion, whatsoever. Beside the fact that Ishan Kishan has a strike rate under 90, under 100, I didn't know he can do that. I didn't think it was inside of him. He was struggling so much, even though this was his highest score of the season, Gabe, and it was pathetic. Even though my man Rohit Sharma, he actually wanted to play a little bit until that last shot that he got out on. Even though after he got out, Hardik Pandya wasn't much later till he got. What have I been saying all season? All season for this. And people were saying, oh, no, they don't get enough balls. It's the strike rate. The strike rate's awesome. How did the 3Ps do this time? Right? They were not effective at all in the other matches, in my humble opinion. And they were trash in this game. I'm not talking about the players individually. I'm talking about their performances. Don't confuse the two. The 3Ps did nothing. When DeCock went down, I said, I'm not worried about it. We still got guys. When Sky went down, I'm like, oh, that's not very good. I'm not worried about it. We still got guys. When Sharma went down, we got the 3Ps, don't we? We got the 3Ps. Hardik Pandya, Golden Duck. Krunal, 1 off 5. And then Pollard, he doubled Krunal's score. 2. And then if you're looking at, who was it? Kashan, Pandya, and Pollard. That pitch. I'm not taking anything away from Mishra. I'm not taking anything away from Lalit Yadav. But that pitch, like, did you see their faces? Did you see Pollard? Like, he's like, no, there's no way. I got some edge on it. There's no way the ball came up to me like that. They had no idea what was going on. Kishan, I didn't think he was out at first because I was doing some stuff and I'm looking over here and he's just standing there. And eventually he just like walks off with his head down. I'm like, what is going on? Absolutely hated the middle order whatsoever. I don't know this guy, Giant Yadav. I know he's a domestic Ranji Trophy like legend from the research I did. Can't even break through this guy got to the international squad before he broke through with the IPL, for crying out loud. He went the hard way. But this guy put on a masterclass for the 3Ps to check out, for DeCock to check out 23 on 22. If he doesn't do what he does, we have a sub-100 score maybe. We have a trident score. It was absolutely atrocious. The Mumbai Indians got completely trashed. And the last thing I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to save that for what I learned. That's what I disliked above anything else. The bowling did the best they could. I'm not going to knock any of the bowlers. They did the best they could to hold us together with Scotch tape, MacGyver style. Couldn't do it.
I mean, you're trying to defend the score so low. It's like that's almost impossible. You know what I mean?
Tried.
I mean,
they
150. They've defended 150 a couple times, but when you're talking about 138, for the love of Pete, you know what I'm saying? It's just brutal. What did I dislike? And I'm gonna go ahead and talk about what I dislike. Bro, I did not like Pant's captaincy, and it's all gonna revolve around Pant, and I'm gonna get crushed. And you guys gotta know, and I know you love yourself some Pant. I know you do. You are the Pant, and we both. Well, you more so than I. But especially after you discovered Pan, we were calling for him to be on the test team and for him to be, on the selected for the international squad. But not only was there a Pantonio dismissal, so he's failed twice for his team now, back-to-back games. All right. The captaincy is what bothers me, and let me explain why, okay? They were batting so slowly, Nick, that, listen, don't tell me, they meant for it to go down to the 18th over, at a run per rate, because you can't just say, we're looking at a runner ball, whatever, because guys were falling. But, wickets were falling. You saw, did Mumbai get a wicket per run when the 3Ps fell? No, they did not, okay? So you can't just say, it's at a run per ball in the last 2 wickets, we're fine. Guys were struggling, and Pant came in, and I'm like, I don't understand the shot he took, okay? He tried to go yard on it, popped it up in the air. I'm like, what's going on here? And it was kind of frustrating to me, but whatever. Also, all right, Avish Khan, he's been one of your best wicket takers so far this year. Now, all the bowlers did well. Avish Khan, 2 overs, 15 runs, 2 wickets. He couldn't get another over? Can a brother get on line 8? Just saying. That's why I put him on my fantasy squad. And I'm not being greedy here because, listen, everybody's economy rate was good, but not everyone got wickets. Does that make sense? And sometimes you got to go with the guy that's hot, the guy that's getting wickets, and I don't feel like Pant did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, not to knock nobody got pumped. Let me double check. No
one got pumped. The highest economy rate was 3 overs. Even Rabada didn't get that 4th over. They didn't need him, Gabe. They didn't need him. They dominated.
I see what you're saying, but for me, it's like, look, if I expected Avish Khan to be a bigger presence, because when the track is spinning, he's doing his thing. So I did not like that. Again, here's another thing. Not only did he bat poorly, Nick, he had the second lowest strike rate in the game. We're talking about Pat, tied for the second lowest strike rate. He was atrocious. He was, he's got to fix it. I think he's struggling. Nick, and with the captaincy. And we've seen another guy. These are young captains, right? Another guy in Samju Samson who's absolutely struggling. You can't tell me the pressures of captaincy aren't getting to these guys. I'm telling you it is. You should have seen Pat when he's sitting down on the sideline, and I'm watching it in real time, and Hitmeyer goes up, and he just looked this. I have not seen Pat be. He's always got that smile on his face. He's happy even when he gets dismissed. He's always jolly. He's jovial. Bro, he looked stressed. Like, I just let this team down. We're going to drop this game. You know what I mean? So I think the pressures of captaincy are getting to him. But for me, that's what I disliked. Nicholas, there's got to be something you liked.
I mean, Sanju Samson, I'm with you, but I can I could not disagree with you more.
Okay.
I came on steaming. There was no Chris Wilkes. I came on saying, Mishra, are you kidding me? Mishra got 4 wickets. They didn't need Chris Wilkes. They have Rabada. He's their Superman on their Justice League squad. Right. We're good. We don't need you. You don't need Superman? Like the villains that, I mean, this was unbelievable.
You kind of just stole what I learned, but that's okay.
Sorry about that. No, I thought Ponce Campos, he was amazing. This is what he does back in the IPL. He's averaging 29. He averaged 31 last year. I think he'll be fine. This was not the best performance. But what did I like? Oh, gosh. I mean, it was just so rough. Love Rohit Sharma. I wish he would last a little longer. Get that half century at least. Extend it a little bit more. It seems like when he is firing in the IPL, he doesn't last long enough. He gets a high enough strike. I mean, he did his job. But for what happened for the rest of the lineup, sorry, Rohit Sharma, we need you to carry the team even more than you usually do.
Right.
But I liked his performance. That was very, very nice. I like Sky's performance, even though, he went out way early. I mean, there's really no solid good news, even though there's some good news. But I love the heroic fight in the bowlers, where it's like that thing where it's like you get to work and you're told that you're doing a double like the last minute, and you can lose your mind, or you can compose yourself and say, okay, let's do it. That's what these bowlers did. Okay, let's do it. 138, let's rock it, I guess. Right. I can't believe it went to the 20th over. They did a Herculean effort, 100%. Pollard, huge wicket, right? Yeah, he gave up the game winner at the end, but what? He wasn't going to give up the 1 run in the last over? I don't think so. Or the last 5 runs or whatever it is.
Right.
Everyone was heroic. I was super impressed. Your biggest economy rate was Crenal because he only batted 2. Boomerang because he went 4. But the thing that's so frustrating is Crenal, he should be eating up on this pitch. He should be eating up those wickets. See, Mishra got 4 for crying out loud. The guys on DC, those right arm medium guys, right? They're still pacers, but I don't know if they just use a slow ball to their. I don't know what's going on. DC was masterful. Mumbai, in my opinion, the bowlers were heroic, and that's what I liked. But this was a disgusting game as a Mumbai fan because you're used to seeing so much more, and all of your plan B, C, D, and F, none of them came to fruition.
I will say this to touch on you're talking about heroic effort, bro. They tried to defend 137, and they made it to the 19th over, almost defending 137.
20th over.
Okay. Well, by the time the 20th over came around, I knew they were going to get it, unless something.
But they lasted that long. Wasn't that a miracle?
But up into the 19th over, Nick, I was nervous. Oh my gosh. Right. You know what I mean, bro? it was that nerve wracking. And if you are a DC fan, be honest, you were nervous too. 18th over, you were still nervous. Oh my gosh, are they going to throw this game away? With that being said, let me tell you something that happened and talk about the impressive. I saw 2 no balls. I believe both were by Boomerang. You figure, oh gosh, no ball. Here it goes. Here goes a 4. Here goes a 6. You know what happened on those no balls? He got what should have been a wicket, but it was a no ball. 2 pop outs where they got 1 run. That's just I'm not folding, cousin. That was impressive. To ball the no ball, the guy's going to come swinging out of the fences or whatever because he's going to try to get a boundary at the very minimum of 4 or 6, and you still end up basically getting catches on them. Obviously, it's a free hit, so you don't get the wicket, but you only give up 1 run. That's impressive. That's why this game lasted as long as it did, all right? I'm going to go now to Nick, what I liked on the DC side. And let me start with, first and foremost, saying Sugar Darwin, all right? Now, Sugar Darwin, there's going to be some controversy about did he get not dropped, but was it or was it not a catch? I felt, honestly, if I'm being candid, I felt it was a catch, okay? I said the same thing when it happened earlier this season, the same thing when it happened with New Zealand, but it is what it is. They didn't say it was a catch. He should have been out early. That would have changed the complexity of this game, in my opinion. With that being said, you can't take anything away that on this slow pitch, bro, Sugar Darwin had the highest, right? Yep, 45. 1 more than Rohit Sharma, okay? Strike rate was 107, so not the best strike rate. But again, this was hard to score on this pitch. All right? I love Sugar Darwin's performance. He put up runs. Also, let me give my man Hitmeyer some love. Hitmeyer came in, and you're going to say 14 runs? That's nothing, Gabe. Hitmeyer not only won this game, he came in when everybody was scoring. It was a single or a dot, okay? Even on free hits, they couldn't get a boundary off Boomerang. He's like, not on my watch, cousin. And Hitmeyer was, there was a stretch of 7 or 8 balls where it was a dot or a single. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they're going to give this up. And then Hitmeyer came in and got this boundary, and it was the first boundary in about 2 overs. And I was like, that's when I could breathe. You know what I mean? Hitmeyer, whenever they're playing on the spinning track, he needs to be in there. 14 off 9, had the highest strike rate. My hat's off to you, cousin. Good job, Hitmeyer. And then the bowling. Mishra, 4 for 24, Nick. 4 overs, 24 runs, 4 wickets, a 6 economy rate. I'll say it right now. Feed me the crow. I'm wrong. I was like, Mishra, where's Wood? And I'll talk about that
close to picking him up.
Insane. Avish Khan, right? Same thing. 2 overs, 15 runs, 2 wickets. These guys are giving you a wicket and over, basically. And huge wickets. I'll tell you what, that's what I liked. And I liked being wrong. I just never felt so good to be wrong. Nick, I'm just going to jump right ahead into what I learned. And I learned that I know nothing because I was losing my mind saying, Pat, you suck. Ricky Ponting, you suck. How do you sit down Chris Wokes? He's been mad because it's a spinning track, Gabe, because Mishra's going to eat this thing up, Gabe. So shut your mouth and let us do our job. Like, sorry, sir. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to eat crow. What did I learn? I learned that matchups matter, Nick. And it goes back to sabermetrics, okay? Okay, I did not realize that this was Mishra's home ground. I did not realize how many wickets this guy's got on here. He devours people on here. I would have put him on my fantasy team if that was the case. And matchups matter. This goes back to them knowing the history, what players do. You know, certain players have certain strengths. Hitmeyer, there should never be a reason that on a spinning track, whether you're on Chennai or another spinning track, that Hitmeyer's out of the lineup. Because he was the one guy today that showed I can play spin. You know what I'm saying? While other guys struggled. And I'm like, you know what? I've got to take a step back, thinking in a year and a half I know everything, and say, maybe there's a method to the madness. Because I was with you. When they pulled Chris Wokes out, I'm like, what are you doing? This guy's won a game for you guys. This guy's been your best player basically in the first 2 games. What's going on? And I'm like, oh, okay, it's Chennai. And I think for us, it's so hard to grasp how the grounds could be so different. You know what I'm saying, Nick? And the grounds can make such a big difference. But then I had an analogy pop into my head. You would not put a fly ball pitcher if you were in the playoffs, or if you could control your lineup in baseball. You wouldn't put a fly ball pitcher in Philly, in Coors Field, in Yankee Stadium. You'll put them in San Francisco, in the old San Diego, even in Dodger Stadium, the bigger stadiums. So certain stadiums play to certain strengths that batters have and that bowlers have. And that's what I think. I mean, me personally, I still lack. So that was a dumb comment by me. I'm eating crow as usual. I was wrong. Nick, what did you learn, my friend?
Getting to Chris Wokes, I still hold the belief that you go with your best players, and he's been one of your best players. They went with Rabada without even questioning it, right? I mean, Stoinis, he's fast medium or something like that. He didn't even see the light of day of bowling in Wankhede, but he bowled here. This is the thing. You trade a Wokes for a Hitmeyer, right? You could have put Mishra in there regardless. You trade a Wokes for a Hitmeyer, and yes, Hitmeyer did great. He won you the game. He only saw 9 balls. They brought him in late. Why not bring him in earlier and see what this guy can actually do? They brought him in at number 6. So I still am not convinced that that was the right decision. Because you tell me Chris Wokes can't get you 14 off 9. He just got 15 off 11 a few days ago. I know it's a different pitch. I know people are going to say, oh, he can't hit it all in a spinning track. Stop it. He's Captain England, for crying out loud. Give the guy some love, for crying out loud. This is Captain America, but close enough. But Hitmeyer did fine. And Mishra did amazing, where you didn't even need a Chris Wokes. They even used Rabada all the way through. So whatever. I still think that they're disrespecting Chris Wokes a little bit. And it's a good thing I'm not his agent, because I'd be losing my mind right now. Now, what did I learn from this match right here. And this is where I completely disagree about your Pont comment. Rohit Sharma's played in Chennai many, many times as a captain.
Right.
Pont's never been a captain going to Chennai. But Pont had his game plan. He made some serious changes, and every single one of them worked. As much as I complain about Chris Wokes, it worked beautifully. He didn't get a good batting performance himself, but everything else worked. Rohit Sharma went with the same thing out there. We got Krunal Pandya as our spitter, all this kind of stuff. It didn't work. Really, none of it worked whatsoever. Not enough changes need to be made in this track. And if I'm correct, I think they've played in Chennai this year. So they've already been there this year. This was DC's first time. So what I learned is I feel like Pont out-captain Rohit Sharma. There's other 6 of my fans, Gabe, gone. I'm down to like 5 right now for saying it. But I'm just saying what I saw. If you saw Rohit Sharma's face in the middle of that match, middle of that batting from Mumbai, he was ticked. He was disappointed. He was, what's going on right now? Okay? Got to put some of that blame to Rohit Sharma. Sorry, I got you. Do I expect Mumbai to win every single time? No, but I expect them to win this game. I expect them to win the way this game was played. They should have taken it. They got 150. It would have been really tough for DC to chase. They still probably could have done it. And then we'd really be talking about Hitmeyer. But that's what I learned 100%. Let's go ahead and get to our Mush's picks because, Gabe, once again, you mushed Pont yesterday. You absolutely mushed him. I mushed Shaw. I did. I mushed Shaw. The funny thing, inside information, behind the scenes, Gabe wanted to take Norkia because we assumed he was going back in there. And that would have been hilarious because you would have mushed him and not let him make the starting squad. So, Gabe.
He didn't even make the start.
We got 2 matches tomorrow, my friend. We got 2 matches. The early one is like the battle of the worst teams at this moment, in my opinion. I think even Rajasthan might be a little ahead of these guys from how they've been playing, right? But we got the Kings and we got SRH. And then the second matchup, we got KKR, Chennai Kings. You got the wife and the mistress. I'm so glad to be able to see your punishment and your pain there.
That's brutal.
Which of those guys, of those teams, I'm going to choose one guy because I'm tired of being wrong as well. I'm going to choose one guy from all of those squads. And there's so many different options I can go with. But I think the Sunrisers are going to get on the board. And I think it's going to be because, even though I know I should never do back-to-back with Warner, I think Warner's going to have a really, really good day as an opener. It's a super safe pick. I think I keep going with the captain. So what else is new? I think Warner. I don't actually. You know what? I'm rethinking this. I'm going to go crazy. I'm changing that.
Oh,
I'm assuming he doesn't get dropped. But I'm calling for Boovie. Boovie's going to be the magician in this match.
I hate you.
Boovie's going to get a 3-wicket haul in this match, and that's who I'm going with.
I hate you, and I'm going to tell you why. You know why I hate you? I was so like, yes. Do you know Do you know that even though Sunrisers have beaten Punjab Kings in the last matchups, 11 out of 5, the record's like 11-5, right? That your boy David Warner has yet to score a 50 against them. He actually struggles.
I didn't feel good about it. I was
yes, I was inside of me celebrating like, yes. But no, good call there. You know what? I'm going to tell you right now. If I had, if it wasn't because of my restriction, I would go with Johnny Burstow. But because I promised never to put him on my team this year, because somebody's got to go off. And like I said, they've beaten Punjab Kings 11 out of 5. Well, I should say they're 11-5 against the Punjab Kings. So I'm going to go with that history. But who am I going to go with? I'm going with CSK. Not just to win the match, okay? Not just to win the match.
Why against your own squad? Are you going to push them?
Easy.
You don't respect yourself.
Easy. You guys ready for this? I'm going with Mr. IPL himself, Sarish Raina. And when he's give me that 50. Give me the 50. I'm telling you it's coming, Nick. I'm telling you. Not to mention, and I'm sorry, I know KKR is the mistress, but apparently KKR struggles in Wankhede Stadium. So, Wankhede? I always say it incorrectly. Wankhede?
That sounded pretty good to me.
But That's my pick, guys. Raina, please. You're Mr. IPL. I'm shooting my shot right here. I'm shooting my shot. Raina, you can, overcome the mush. In Raina, we believe.
Gabe, I don't know why you don't understand your power and why you would stay away from CSK entirely. Let's do a little recap. You had Pont going last time. How'd that work out? Then you had Sanju Samson. How'd that work out? And then you had Delhi Capitals and Punjab, RCB and KK. I can't remember who you chose for that one. I don't think it worked out too well, right? I know it wasn't my man AB because he went off.
I've got
maybe it was KL Raul.
I've gotten one guy right.
Who'd you get right? Your best was Sky with 10.
Actually, no, my best was I still contend my best was Rabada with the wicket. Come on, he gets a wicket for over
43.
He got a wicket though.
Anyways, this video is way too long. I told Gabe, I'm not sure we're going to last too long. I was wrong. I should have known better. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell us how you feel about this game, this debacle of a game. We're going to get so much hate. I am, being a Mumbai fan. People are going to be coming in from the woodwork. They've been hiding in closets, finally ready to hate on Mumbai. So bring it on. Thank you so much. And until next time.
That's 6 runs.